So forget about the S10, the S10 Plus, and even the Galaxy Fold. This is likely to be Samsung's best-selling device in 2019, and rumour has it it's on its way to the US and the UK very soon. It's already launched in India, and we've managed to get our hands on one here in the UK. Let's take a closer look. Now, you'll be forgiven for not realising that there was another Samsung launch just a few weeks ago. Now, this was the Galaxy M series. It was launched in India, exclusively to India at the moment, and it's the budget smartphone. Now, this is designed to challenge the likes of Huawei and Xiaomi for the lower end of the smartphone market. Now, we've managed to get hold of one. Here it is, and it's not bad. Let's take a closer look at some of the details, we'll go through the specs, and we'll also compare it against a couple of other popular phones out there at the moment. So there were two models launched, the M20 and this that you're looking at now, the M10. Now this is the entry phone, and this came in at what I just think is an incredible price. Now obviously it was in India, and so therefore it was in rupees, but it was 7,990 rupees, which if you just do a straightforward conversion, that works out to be around $112 or £90. Now we do expect by the time it hits Europe and the US for that to rise after import duties and things, but to give you an indication, I ended up paying £140 for this on eBay, and you would expect to pay maybe 10% more, and I paid an import duty of £17. So even at around £150 in the UK, I think it's probably a very, very good bargain. But let me show you a little bit more and see what you think. There is generally a feel that the smartphone market has become too expensive, and certainly in developing markets like India, a budget phone is absolutely essential. But for me, it's not just about the subcontinent where this will be popular. Those with a smaller budget, or those just not really willing to trade bucket loads of cash for a phone, will also have their eyes on something like this, because for a lot of people this will do absolutely everything that they need. Now, with the ongoing news stories at Huawei and customers not really yet having the confidence in Chinese brands, Samsung have stepped in to offer what could be the perfect solution. So what do you or don't you get from this minimal outlay? Well, we weren't disappointed at all by the specs. So right away, we're going to recommend that if your budget allows, then go for the higher model, so the M20. The M10 comes with 2GB of RAM and 16GB of storage, or you can get a 3GB version with 32GB of storage. It has a 6.22-inch display and has ultra-wide dual cameras. Now, with the 6.22-inch display, you've also got a resolution of 1520 by 720. And the M20 model has 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, and 4GB and 64. It also comes with a slightly bigger display at 6.3 inches. Now that's probably down to the battery, but also it's the same resolution. Now, speaking of battery, the M20 has a far superior battery at 5,000 mAh compared to the 3,400 on the M10, and it also supports fast charging. It's also got different cameras, so the same on the rear, which is a 13 megapixel 1.9 and a 5 megapixel ultra wide, but the front facing camera on the M20 is an 8 megapixel 2.0 opposed to a 5 megapixel 2.0 on the M10. And also it's got dual processors rather than just the single octa-core 1.6 GHz on the M10. A really great feature about these phones is that they got the ability to expand the storage. Now both of them will support a 32GB micro SD card via the dedicated slot. Okay, let's have a look at it now against my Honor View 20, and as you can see they're almost identical in terms of size, and I really don't think that it looks as if the Samsung M10 is almost 3 times cheaper. They do look very, very similar in terms of their outer display. But what about on the inside, and certainly what about the actual display that you see? Well, the Honor View 20, as you can see, has got the hole punch design, and the M10 has got the V notch, but the actual display itself is a little bit more noticeable that it's the cheaper phone. As you can see, the one on the top there is the iPhone X, and that's $999. The one in the middle is the Samsung M10, and that's around the $120 we're predicting, and the Honor View 20 is around £500. And as you can see, you just don't get the brightness. But take the other two phones away, and I'm very, very happy with with the actual image quality, and although they're less in terms of pixels density, then you're not getting a bad picture. But as you can see, comparing it against the others, then it definitely does look a little bit duller. And again, no prizes for guessing which one is the Samsung M10 in this little lineup here. We understand that since the launch they have been exceptionally popular, and they're launching in new territories all the time. As well as India, they've also launched in Indonesia, and we're hearing that the next stop will be Europe, and we think that that will come within the next few weeks. But guys, I'll let you know as soon as I hear, and I'll update you. But thanks for watching this video. I'd love to know your thoughts on whether you think that you would be in the market for a phone of this type of quality and of this type of price. Leave a comment in the box below, and as always, make sure you hit the red button and subscribe. The next phone that we'll be looking at from Samsung will be the S10 Plus.